Hey everybody, this is Heather McIntosh again with MJCCLD, coming to you with my second video related to virtual interview tips. So in my last video, we talked about ways that you want to prepare the same way for virtual interviews as you would for in-person interviews. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about setting the environment for your virtual interview. So that's a little bit different from anything related to in-person interviews. So you got your virtual interview lined up, and you want to make sure to set the environment and set the stage to be with the least amount of distraction as possible. So that's really the goal in mind when it comes to setting up the environment, the surrounding environment before your virtual interview. And you need to do that in a few different ways. First, lighting. So you want to make sure to go ahead and get an idea of what the lighting is going to look like when you have your interview. So go ahead and pick the room out and pick the lighting situation that won't be too dim or too bright. You don't want it to be too dim because that's going to create a distraction for the interviewers because it'll cause them to squint. You don't want it to be too bright for you. An example of that would be having in front of a window and then raising the blinds, and then all of a sudden the sun pops out and it's blinding you, and all of a sudden you're squinting. So you don't want anybody to squint. You don't want them to squint. You don't want to squint. So that's one way. The second way relates to animals and pets. Now, I'm an animal lover. A lot of us are. Most of us are. Love animals. So if you have those beloved pets of yours, while I would love to see them, it will create kind of a distraction. So even if they're quiet, it still will be noticed. So I love all animals, but I'm a self-admitted cat lover. So if I'm interviewing you virtually and you have a cute sleeping cat in the corner of the frame, even though I'll be trying my hardest to pay attention to you, I'm going to be secretly taking peeks of your adorable sleeping cat. And it's going to make it where I'm not paying 100% attention. Same as dogs. If it's a sleeping dog, I'll pay attention to those too. But also, it might create distractions for you. Again, keep the goal in mind, the least amount of distractions for the interviewers and for yourself. So if you let your dog roam around, they could be a well-behaved, super quiet dog, but they might wind up walking around the corner. You might wind up, kind of noticing them. They might wind up doing, making a little more noise than you intended, clawing at the door, that kind of stuff. So you want to try and make sure to set the stage ahead of time when it comes to your pets. Go ahead and put them in another room of the house, just so it doesn't create any possible distractions. Again, I'd love to see them, but I will be paying more attention to them to you, possibly. So that's the other one. The third one would be related to if you do have other family members or children or somebody you think might possibly forget that you're in the middle of an interview and might come in and accidentally distract you, and I know they feel so awful for it. So what you should do is probably not only lock the door that you're going to have your interview, if there is a door to lock, but maybe go ahead and tape a little note, hey, doing my virtual interview now. You can make it casual. I mean, you don't have to do it official. You're at home, but virtual interview. So yeah, again, that's just another way to set the stage and create the least amount of distraction as possible. So I hope those are some helpful tips on how you're going to prepare the environment before your interview. My next videos coming to you are going to be related to technology. That's the big one. And also your body language during a virtual interview. So this is Heather McIntosh with MJCCLD. Hope you guys have a great day.